All right. Well, it is Saturday morning and it's almost 9 a.m. Normally I'm up much earlier than this, but it was a really long week and I was very, very tired. But here we are. In my office, all the lighting has broken. I have to troubleshoot that at some point this weekend. Chamomile got reset by an update. I got to figure out how to restore her. Yeah. I mean, could be worse. It's just always interesting to have technical issues that aren't Foundry related. Okay. So logging into our self-host server, we see the Ripper Premium Hub says that they got an update to automated animations, baby. And all they did was just change out one animation. I guess that wasn't working well. We could take it or leave it if we want to update that. I'll put on my updates document that is an option. Decide if we come back for it later. It is the 7th of February in the fictional year 2026, because it'd been possible for there to be that date at this time. All right. So I'm gonna grab this, and we can make a decision of whether or not we run that update closer to archival and cloning time. Now, last week stream ended early. It just sort of died on its own. Dom and I were trying to troubleshoot something. I did end up putting in 3 more hours over the weekend to figure out what was wrong. And it turned out it was just an update to Moulinet that was screwing around with other stuff. So Moulinet's been disabled for now. We're going to try to turn Moulinet back on at the very end of the process, see if they have had an update by then, and if that update will fix what we need. Otherwise, we could try rolling it back, or we could just cancel the Moulinet service altogether. That is a shame, because I like supporting Tom Cardos, and you can get Tom Cardos maps already set up for Foundry through Moulinet. Oh, thousands of other maps too, but yeah. Look for Moulinet updates to solve Ghost Wars. Alrighty. Let's see. Confirm. Close the calendar down. My game here is going well. Shrug. It looks like we also have a new Pathfinder version available. Whether or not we bother with that, again, once we are done with this and we've frozen everything, we really can't be running any updates at all. If we want to just keep everything the way it is for as long as possible. So yeah. All right, let's go. We're gonna do manage mods. We're gonna do configure controls. We're gonna do game settings. We got all 3 of these open. Let's take a look at what we got. I did some more work on this off stream. I mean, it's so much that I have to work on it whenever I can. Let's see. Mod audit, scroll down. The the mod setting document, where we're tracking all of our settings and explaining the mods and linking to the mods, is already 75 pages long. That's a lot. That's a lot of stuff. That's okay though. All right. Next up is we did levels volumetric template. So, according to this, we scroll down. We are at lib color settings. Okie doke. Let's do it. All right. So lib color settings adds color picker as settings option and form option in Foundry VTT. Uses library for module developers. So it is a library mod, which is to say a mod. I haven't watched in a while. Why are you doing the self-host switch again? Because when I have to cancel a game because of hosting issues, I lose a lot of money. But the main reason is I get tired of spending all of my time running updates. That's the main reason. I want to be able to freeze my version of Foundry and freeze my updates on Foundry for as long as possible, and then I get to decide when to go in and change them. When you're using a service like the Forge for hosting, like, they have to keep things up to date for security reasons. So like eventually you will be forced to update even if you don't really want to. And then every single update is an opportunity for mods to stop working or start causing complications with each other. And like most of my time last year was not spent prepping my games, it was spent keeping my Foundry working. And I'm trying to minimize that. So that's the main two reasons. So yeah. All right. Let's see. Lib, color, settings. Okay. And this is a library. And yeah, copy this. Take this description. And the cool thing about this mod is since it's a library mod, there shouldn't be anything to it. Shouldn't be any special controls. Shouldn't be any settings. Just it is what it is. But I'm gonna check. Oh, there we go. The only setting for it is to show if the things that it supports and is supported by are missing. So not too bad. Let's see. And there shouldn't be any hotkeys. No. We don't have hotkeys again until macro will. Alright, next up is library item select dialog. Library item select dialog. Alright, let us explore what this is. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that it's a library mod. But what else is it? I want to know. I want to at least acknowledge that. Are you running it off your PC or doing a? I am doing a hosted. I'm renting a server, a virtual server. So it's kind of like it. I'm running a virtual machine off of a server. Let's see what we got here. Library item select dialog. A module for Foundry VTT to allow selection between several items automatically switches between application version 1 and application version 2 depending on the Foundry version. The types used by this module can be found here. You can add this repository to your module using git submodules. Okay. So it's really just, to be used by other things. Cool. All right, no hotkeys and no settings. Dunzos. Next up, lib wrapper. All right. Lib wrapper is a library mod. Okay, it's a library which provides package developers with a simple way to modify Foundry VTT code while reducing the likelihood of conflict with other packages and making troubleshooting easier. Sounds pretty fucking good. All right, go back over here. And this is another one of those things where you're just told, I need you to have this for me to run, essentially. LibWrapper do have some settings. Notify GM of issues, notify players of issues. Don't want to turn that on. Players start to get nervous and panic. High performance mode. This disables most dynamic conflict tension capabilities in exchange for performance, especially relevant on low-end systems. Note, this will significantly decrease the chance conflicts are detected. As such, it's recommended to turn this off when installing or updating packages. So maybe it's worth turning back on once you're done. Verbosity, how much does it talk to you? Oh, interesting. All right, and the settings themselves. These packages will be prioritized compared to any packages not on this list. Higher positions on the list have higher priority. Interesting. No conflicts have been detected. I mean, that's great. Active wrappers and out. Okay. Everything's working fine, so I guess we should just leave it alone. But could look into the significance of priorities within the system. Let me see. Let's see. February 7th, 2026. Project VTT. Build. 351. Lib. Wrapper. Mod. I understand this mod's job is to help mods work together and not fight each other. Within the settings, for the mod, no conflicts are detected among active mods. There is an option for priorities, making some mods way more than others. Is there any benefit to messing or does this feature exist as a troubleshooting tool and patch? All right. Let's see. Alright, yeah, Wrapper's job is to let multiple mods wrap override the same methods without stepping on each other. No two active modules directly fight over the same function in an incompatible way. Priorities really is if you are insisting on using two mods that use the same feature, you have to say who gets to use it first, who gets to use it last, essentially. So there's really nothing to fuck with on that. All right, that's pretty cool. Good to know that we're not having any issues there. Okay. Then let's move on. All right. Next up, we've got. Hold on. Lib wrapper. Gotta take a picture of the settings. and then we'll put sub settings only used to troubleshoot 2 or more mods that use the same function within Foundry. Good to know. All right, and no hotkeys. All right, next up we have light switch. I'm a big fan of light switch. I think light switch is very cool. I haven't gotten to enjoy light switch as a player, but I don't know. I think it would be fun being able to turn lights on and off. What? You just link in directly to your fucking code? All right, hold on. Foundry VTT light switch. Yep. All right, we'll link to this then. So this is a scene UI, and obviously lights. And this module plays a trigger, allows player triggers a macro that turns on and off the lights to the GM. Not updated. This is not the right light switch then. It was updated 4 years ago. Yeah, that's definitely not what we're looking for. All right. This is what we need. Okay. Looks like somebody took over for the previous one. Open up any light configuration, set the name of the light. Yeah. So big fan of this. I think it's fun. It's a little bit of extra work, but you can copy the lights to reuse the settings. So it's good. There's no actual settings within anything, and there's no hotkeys for it. Just a nice little mod. Does exactly what it says it's going to do. Lock view. I have lock view turned off. I guess we could open it and read. Lock view is a Foundry VTT module that provides the GM and designated player with options to control how Foundry is displayed and controlled. Auto scaling the scene so it fills the display. Locks, pan and zoom locks to prevent users from panning or zooming, to force the view to stay in the specific bounding box. This is good if you're running the mod like cameraman or whatever, where you're trying to like stream automatically the view of the player without a player being a streamer. So that's one of the things it does. And then it's used by Benios in his premium maps, where you can, as the GM, sort of lock a scene in place while you describe stuff to the player. So you could be like, you're stuck over here, only pay attention to this. I don't think I'm going to turn it back on. I think we might try to live without it. Lordu's custom dice for Dice So Nice. I mean, okay. So we'll go ahead and post that in. And this is dice, and it's just for looks. We'll just put add-on for Dice So Nice. All right. There are no hotkeys for it. There are no settings for it. It just gives you more options with Dice So Nice. Okay. Then we'll head back over. Macro wheel. Now I love the shit. I love the shit out of macro wheel. I absolutely adore it. Let me see. Where is it? ELM macro wheel. Am I not logged in? Hold on. It is a premium mod. All right, hold on. All right. Macro wheel. Okay, so this is definitely a UI. I wouldn't say it's a quality of life. I think it's a quality of life. I wouldn't even say it's the greatest of all time. Like I could live without it, but I really like having it. I really do like having it. So let's see. It's in and categories, tools and controls. I wonder what the different categories are. I should probably be using those to sort the shit. Tags. Can we get a list of all the tags? Yeah. Okay. So basically, macro wheel lets you do this. Yeah. Make a bigger wheel appear. Now, our wheel is getting a little messy, so we are going to want to hit up the settings today, get that fixed. Also, we will have to come back to this one after we get our asset directory moved over so that we can plug in the correct links for the images and stuff. All right, let's see. There's hotkeys, and then there's also settings. So let's look at the hotkeys first. Open and close macro wheel. Doesn't look like we have anything set, but I know it triggers off a middle mouse wheel. That's what I like to use. So let's do this. And instead of NA, we'll put none set. Default is middle mouse button. All right, let's head over to this stuff. Button folder size of the folder buttons. Macro button size of the macro buttons in the macro wheel in pixels. All right, so you could make the one thing different than the other. So that's kind of cool. Hover delay in milliseconds before the macro wheel opens when hovering over a macro wheel folder. Use middle mouse button. There it is. Let's see. Okay. Lets you quickly access macros without using the hotbar. That's basically close on click. Close the macro wheel when a macro is clicked. You can hold control to keep the wheel open. Enable tooltips. Show hotbar macros. Add the hotbar macros to the macro wheel. So I might turn that one off. That's basically these guys over here. These 5 gears or whatever. I think. Hotbar 1, 2. Okay, so I must not have anything set for that. And then this is like all the macros that you have miscellaneous, I believe. So the use root folder. Use the whole macro directory as the root for macro wheel. Like, so I don't know what happens if I turn that shit off. It would certainly clean things up a bit. So let's try that. I'm gonna turn those off. and see what happens. All right. EF2E macros, player friendly. I'm trying to remember how you tell it. Macro wheel not found. Please create a folder called macro wheel in your macro folder or enable use root. Okay. So over here, wants me to make one called macro wheel. All right. Create a folder. Macro camel case wheel. That. Great. All right. Now, I think with this, only shit that's in there will be referenced. So now we have control over it again. So if we take actor interactions and we put it in there, if we take alchemist duct tape, put it in there. Okay. I almost want to make GM tools. Calendar, which doesn't actually work right now. Toggle mercenary marketplace, level-based PCs. So this is our opportunity to go through here and like kind of clean this up, because right now they'll only bring up actor interactions. All the PF2E macros, again, I don't know if we need that, in a fucking wheel. Let's see what else we got. GM tools, we already looked at. Bestiary, we already looked at. Hero suits. Hero alignment. Alright. What's the significance of this one? I don't know. Let's got her selected. Execute macro. Okay. So we can move this one into macro wheel. Alright, levels. I don't really use any of these actively. Miscellaneous player chunk. Find our hero, we definitely don't do that. Player friendly ones, definitely use that. Let's see. Ranged combat and ranged combat macros. I can't tell if I dragged everything I needed into ranged combat or not. Alright, token special effects. UI controls. And treasure. Alright, so now when I click it, I only get these guys, which is a lot more manageable. Now, I could set up these bars to be kind of like universal, uniform, and then I would have 50 different tokens that I control that way. That's not too bad. Boy, that is a lot. It's a lot cleaner. Trimming that shit down. Yeah. Okay. So that's definitely the right move. We just have to decide what is worth keeping and what is disposable. Alright. So configure settings. And we're going to go here. I will turn back on show hotbar macros. Yeah, that seems player friendly. Player friendly does end up going out a bit into something else. Not too bad. Nice, a nice macro. That's cool. Okay, so we just have to clean up our macros to make that work. But it feels like a different set of things we have to do. Alright. Macro wheel settings. Note, you will want to use these settings, you will need to create a macro folder called macro canvas wheel to put your custom macro directives in. Alright, then we have to leave a note about macro wheel. So, before loaning, need to organize and curate macros used by this mod. Alright, that seems good. Oh, and then test player settings. Alright, well, I guess it is good enough for now. Also, UX design for 5 hotbars. If I had my 5 hotbars set up the way I wanted them with macro tool or the macro wheel, I would never need to go down to this in the first place. So that was pretty cool. Alright. Automated animations. It's letting you know it's gotta update. Thanks, buddy. Let's keep going. Alright. Next up after macro wheel is Mana's Compendium Importer. Alright. So, let's see. Mana's Compendium. I do feel like I am going to be working on this shit for the rest of my life, but we are on the M's. That's like halfway through the alphabet? Yeah, maybe? I don't know. I'm gonna put Compendium Management as the brief description of it. This allows you to import and export compendiums, which is a big deal. Let's see. Maybe we should like start using it. I don't know. Kind of a radical idea. Mana's Compendium Importer chunking. Perform document creations in chunks of this many documents. Value of 0 will disable chunking, and everything is done in one go. So the risk of not chunking, if I recall, is you've got to be perfect in one pass, and that generally doesn't happen. So chunking is good. So we'll leave that on. I'll leave a note here. Consider learning more about this so and export content as modules to share on Patreon. Yeah, that seems good. Right now I don't have it to export my own shit. I only have it because sometimes you need it to import shit, and that's kind of a travesty. Like, I should definitely be making more time for that. Minotaurs Unleashed. Okay, hold on. Minotaurs Unleashed, Pathfinder in night. There we go. Okay. Minotaurs Unleashed, blah blah blah. Compendium. In this product's defense, they did create this before Paizo did. You know, so there's that. I use both. I think it's interesting. Not official Minotaurs, but was updated to serve as a supplement to official Minotaurs. All right. That. There we go. This. And there's obviously no hotkeys for this product because it's compendium. Okay. Let's see. Next up, module list export. We're gonna go ahead and close these other tabs. Module list export. All right, I found a VTD module to export a list of all installed modules with the following information. So we're going to call this a Foundry. What is it? Core enhancement. Let's grab this. All right, and then there's no hotkeys for that, and that's all that is. All right. Let's see. That brings us to Monk's active tile triggers. Oh baby. So this particular mod, Monk's active tile triggers, can cause a lot of issues. It's definitely a mod that doesn't always play nice with others, but it's pretty damn good. Let's see. This would be scene enhancement, and let's see. Stand alone, but used by other mods we have. Add-on module if you want to teleport or open doors or hide characters or do shit when shit happens. Pretty much. Alright, so this one for real has quite a few settings. And it also has some hotkeys. Alright, set the key to hold to immediately move tokens to a new location rather than walking them there. Alright, so that is basically saying to teleport. Now, it's got E set. I like to use like the tilde. So I'm going to do that. I don't think that key is used by anything else. And then there we go. And I'm gonna lock it in there. Okay. release all targets. So I believe it's talking about this. Okay. And that would be Alt T. It's pretty cool. All right. I gotta open everything back up. Oh, that's little details, though. That's not the same as tile triggers. We gotta come back to that. All right. So tile triggers doesn't have any icons. Okay. But what it does have is settings. Show imageless tiles. Show the tile on the token layer to the GM if there's no image set. Default trigger, enter. Default restricted, allow all tokens. Default controlled anybody. Use core macro execute. Core macro execution doesn't pass all the information available to active tiles. Handles executing macros. Turn this back on if it's causing issues. Allow players to activate tiles if there's no GM present. Drop item on canvas. Drop item size. Drop scene on canvas. Oh, allow scenes dropped on the canvas to be created as active tiles. Holy shit. Drop macro on canvas allows macros dropped on the canvas to be created as active tiles. Excuse me? Alright. What is a good macro to test out here? Special effects. Fire. What? That didn't do anything. Triggers. Okay. Let me see. No, it's not doing anything. Maybe it's not the right kind of macro. I feel like this is one of those things that we have to read and learn and shit. But it doesn't seem to be doing anything. Like actions. No, it says it'll run the macro fire. I guess the problem is, hold on. If I target myself, then I click on it. Does it do anything? No. Okay. What else we got here? Actions, run fire macro, for sure. Alright, what do we need from it? Alright. Restricted tokens controlled by when click. Okay, when and stop within. There we go. Allow when paused. Oh, okay. Trigger using image instead of border. Roll of pointer token must have sight to trigger once per token. All right, update. So if I unpause and I move this guy in there, he does catch on fire. All right, I didn't know that you could shortcut by just dragging a macro out. It's pretty fucking cool. Let's see. Okay. What other shit can this do? You can also trigger scene lighting chains. What? Yeah. All right. We should probably set aside time to learn this. Read, watch, learn. This can do so much for you, and if you are keeping it, you may as well fucking use it. Now, this particular mod, it did get a lot more play before regions came out, because regions kind of took over for a lot of this shit. Like, you can make a region that if you walk into it, you catch on fire, blah, blah, blah. But still pretty cool. Door triggers, allow doors to trigger tiles. Show teleporter wash. Teleporter wash color. Color to use for the backdrop wash when a token teleports. Show hints, prevent when paused. Prevent players from triggering tiles when the game is paused. I don't really see an issue with them triggering tiles while the game is paused. Allow door click through. Allows tiles underneath the door to still be triggered if the door is clicked on. Show landing. Highlight the actions that happen with landings. Allow tile template editings. Allow editing of tile templates is stronger if you're not using this unless you're sure you know what you're doing. Alright, I'm gonna save. We'll reopen. Alright. So for now, we will just put all the settings here. Nope. Yeah. That is where it starts. Okay. This. And scroll down. So we know it's working. We know it's doing the basics. Could it be doing more for us? Absolutely. One of the things that it does do is, like, you can make it, like, see there, I clicked on that and it took me here. Then I click on that, it takes me back to the home page. So, like, you know, there's cool shit it can do. Click here, go to the region, look around. Fuck, how do we get back? Oh, click on this, go back to the home page. So, like, it does cool things. It's a very, very good mod. I just have forgotten more about it than I know. I guess that's a good way to put it. Alright, so next up is Monk's combat details. Monk's combat details. This is a... I guess... combat mod? Sure. Alright. Go ahead and click on it. Alright, a bunch of quality of life things to make running combat a little easier, including turn notification, combat automations, combat tracker upgrades, and token status bars specifically for combat. Okay. Notifications, combat encounter automation, automatically switch you to the combat tab so you can configure the details of combat. When combat is started, automatically pop out the combat tracker. Combat initiative ordering, you have the option for players to be sorted to the top of the list for them when they need to roll initiative. Restricts combat requirements. Creatures on the combat tracker. That way they don't know what's in store for them until the battle starts. Dom does that. It's very stressful as a player. So I'll probably turn it on. Stressing out players is important, I guess. For immersion. Creatures in the combat tracker. Automatic creature status. Automatically set the status of a creature once defeated. That actually is a pain in the ass, so I might turn that fucking shit off. Let's see. If the token is invisible when the combat starts or hidden in the combat tracker, the token is revealed during combat. Okay, that actually is pretty useful, so maybe we'll keep it there. Combat status bars, you can turn on a feature to display a different set of token bars when the token is in combat. For example, if you don't want to see the HP of a token while you're in exploration mode, but want their HP in combat, you turn this feature on. That is pretty cool, actually. Show combat CR. Combat playlist, combat turn automation, show your starting location, combat round message, placeholders. You have the option to add a placeholder in combat in case you need to keep track of a temporary effect. What? Okay. Let's go. Toggle combat state. Oh yeah, add placeholder. Hey, how come you're not working? Alright. Roll everybody in. Roll with specific skill is right there. Son of a bitch. Okay. That would have been, that's fucking good to know. Alright. Select skill for NPC's initiative roll. Wow. I never knew. That's cool. Alright. So now, add placeholder? Nope. Begin combat. Add placeholder? Holy shit. Alright, so add placeholder only works after the thing is started, but there we go. So we could say critical effect ends. And then initial value. Alright. Yeah, it triggered on his turn, so we'll do 26. Wow. Well, I feel like we've been talking about how cool it would be to have this, and we've had it the whole time. Okay. That's a pretty cool feature. Alright. Choose skill or initiative for NPCs. Man, mine is fucking blown. Create combat placeholders. Wow. Okay. That's fucking incredible. Alright. AD counter. Alright. So Monk's combat does not have any hotkeys, but it do have quite a few features or settings. Monk's combat details 51 settings. Fuck. Alright. Combat preparation. No combat without initiative. Sounds good. Prevent token combat removal. Prevent token from being removed from combat via the token HUD. Restrict it to the encounter interface only. Alright. Alright, we'll start another combat. Alright, want to begin encounter. All right. And we want to remove participants. We can. Yeah, that's what that means. And then over here, we could delete Grot from the scene. And it'll say that we removed combat. Okay. Alright. Let's see. Order the initiative list of the players unrolled are at the top. Yes. Enable placeholders. Yes. On both. Placeholder initiative. Roll formula to use when determining placeholder if we don't want to roll one. Placeholder image. Okay. So let's see. Go to core data icons. And let's see. Yeah, I don't mind using the Foundry logo for that. That'd be kind of cool. All right. Show combat drop list. Drop down for the combat playlist when setting up combat. What else you got? Encounter CR. So our encounter CR is being tracked by something else. Also, CR is from 5e, so we don't need that. Combat alert. Show an alert when combat is created. That's fine. Okay, so all that seems pretty good. So we'll do this. Let's see. Settings. Alright, and then it just keeps going. Next up is combat details. Clear targets after turn. Clears target after your turn is over. I think that's good, but I don't think it actually triggers. Remember previous targets and retarget next turn. I don't think I like that. It's useful though for players. It's not very useful for GM. And you end up in bad situations. I'm gonna go ahead and turn that one off. Round combat messages. Add a chat message every round to delineate combat messages. That's fine. Show start token. Very cool. Pan to combatant. When your turn starts, pan to the token you control. I think that's good. I'm gonna turn that one on. Select combatants. Automatically select combatant token on its turn. Very good. Show combatant sheet. Show the combatant sheet on a combatant's turn. I mean, yes, maybe. That's a global setting. It looks like so. Maybe we'll leave that off. All right. We'll go ahead and save. Ooh, we got to reload for that. Okay. I can see you're a DM. May I ask, do you like Star Wars 5e in the D&D setting? It's okay. I don't play 5e anymore. But when I did, I did like the homebrew, the fan-made homebrew. I have Dark Matter. It's okay. I feel like at that point, other games do sci fantasy space stuff better than 5e. I mean, 5e is a good system, especially when you take the 5e magic out of it. So, yeah, it's good. All right, let's see. Okay, if I switch, yep, jump to that person, and jump to that person, and have them selected. Yeah, that's what we're after. Okay, so So turn all 3 of these back on. I think West March campaigns are very hit or miss. It's a tremendous amount of heavy lifting from the GMs and the community of players. So yeah, are you building towards something? Do you have a Star Wars 5e West March style campaign? Is that where this is going? All right, let's see. Going back down to monks combat details. All right, so I think these are good settings. We will keep them. I organized 20 plus players, streamers, 6 group Star Wars, Evo political D&D campaign. I'm always curious what other GMs think or DMs think. I think it's pretty cool. I don't think links are allowed by my auto moderator. You can send it to me on Discord. I'll take a look at it. Not right now, but I'll take a look at it. I am always interested to see successful, active West March campaigns in action. Someday, I would like to be a part of something like that. Unfortunately, I just don't have the time nowadays to do it. But a few friends and I had a smallish West Marches. I think we had maybe like 12 players and 3 DMs, and it was great. It was great. We certainly didn't have 20 plus players with 6 DMs streaming the whole thing. That sounds pretty intense. All right, let's see. Combat tracker automation is the next section. All right, switch to combat tab when combat starts. Agreed. Switch to chat tab when a combat is started. Automatically switch to the chat tab. Well, we can't really switch to both, right? So we're gonna turn off switch to combat tab. Pop-up. Set if pop-up happens at the start of combat when it is created. Sure. Remember the position of the combat tracker between combats. Also, sure. Pop-up combat dialogue. Yeah. Combat dialogue position. Bottom right. Nah, dog. I want like center of the screen, right? Top right. The top right. Close combat when done. Sounds good. Hide enemies. Hide enemies from players when creating an encounter until the encounter starts. Sounds good. Hide until enemies in the combat tracker until they have their turn. Spicy and scary. Turn dead invisible. When a monster dies, make it invisible to players. Nah. Automatically set defeated when NPC hit points is 0. No one. Alright. Automatically reveal combat tracker character. Automatically reveal characters on the combat tracker when they become visible, saving you time. Okay, auto scroll combat tracker. That seems good. Automatically set defeated. I guess so. I don't know. I don't think it's a big deal. I'm gonna keep it on no one. Alright. And boy, that's a lot of things to fit. There's just like one extra there. Oh well. Go down to automatically defeated. Okay, next up is combat status bars. Add combat bars. and bar opacity. So we don't bother with that, and I think that's fine. We have enough other ways to interact with combat, so I'm going to put not used. Okay. All right, the next section is combat turn notification. Show next up notification. Get ready, so-and-so, you're up next. Show your turn notification. It's your turn. Display the turn notification in large size. Next turn sounds. I mean, they're obnoxious, but I don't know. When you got people sneaking off to make a fucking sandwich, it's kind of useful. All right. Would I like to reload now? No. Did it keep my changes? It did not. So before I can toggle the settings for real, I have to change it now. Okay. All right. Let's see. Game settings. Monk's combat details. All right. I want to turn on notifications so you can't ignore it. They are soft forced. All right. Having to go all the way back up the top is kind of a pain in the ass. All right, but we'll let you toggle on and off the sound effects. So let's grab this. Good. All right, so we made it through Monk's combat details. Fuck. Okay, so now we're on Monk's little details, which is a totally different mod. All right. Paste that in. This is quality of life. All right. Let's see. Usage and current features. The image is displayed for the file picker. Compendiums crops the image if it's not square. This will resize. Also change the scene compendium. More closely match the styling used in the scene tab. Altered status effects. Change the invisible image. GM move characters. If you select characters, hold down the M key and clicking on another map location, or holding down M key and dragging will instantly move them. I found dragging them has the unfortunate side effect of showing spaces they shouldn't see. Fair enough. We have that set to tilde. Swap tools by holding down a key. Shift key will change the tool. Right. Click anywhere to close the menu. Currently, when you open the main menu, the only way to close it is to escape. This mod allows you to click anywhere on the screen to close the main menu. Directory padding, compendium type filtering. That's very useful. File picker, quick links. So change the file picker to have a cleaner look and feel for your favorites. You can now click the star to favorite a folder and add it to a list of quick links. This is useful if you have a lot of folders and want to access a specific folder. Find my token, add a button to the token toolbar, which will find your token. Retain the notify. Currently, when you get a chat message, you get a pip on the sidebar icon. This isn't really useful if that tab is open and you're on different tab. The pip disappears after a few seconds. Little details changes this so the pip doesn't appear if the chat is open. And on your different tab, it'll stay there until you get back. Added a pause border around the screen. Player sheet quick open. Added a right click on the actor tab button to open the last character sheet you had viewed. This is useful if you want to quickly access the character sheet without needing to navigate through the entire directory structure again. Really? Really? Let me see. I don't see that option. Maybe it's just for players. Maybe I don't have it turned on. Okay. Well, let's go through and see what we got. Amongst little details. All right. I'm not sure why it's displaying like that. Let's X. Configure settings. Okay, and configure controls. Yeah, that looks weird. Okay. Oh, that's because it wanted to reset, and I didn't reset it, and it got mad about it. All right. So we changed that to tilde. Release all targets is fine. We'll scroll down to amongst little details, and there is a lot going here. Open a dialog to mass update compendium actor images. This dialog is used to update all the images in a system bestiary compendium and update the associated tokens. Holy shit. That's a lot. Let's see. Okay. Goes to what we got here? Edit effects. Edit additional SAS effects. I mean, we have extemporary effects for this, so I don't think we need this. Let's see. For data, icons. Commodities. Okay. Grab this. This will be techno and effect ID. All right, save. Where will this end up? Save changes. So if I assign stats effects, oh, it do add custom effect. It is not applying that effect to her. But it did add it. So I don't think this feature works with this particular thing unless we got the ID of the effect and then we could apply it there. Okay. So let's see. We need to grab an effect over here. Okay. We'll create an item. It will be an effect. There we go. We'll call it techno effect. All right. And that's the item's ID there. All right. Edit effect. It will not let me change it after the fact. Okay. Item effect ID. techno. Save. Save. Right click. Custom. Sass effects. Techno. Nope, it can't apply it even with us updating it. So I guess this doesn't work in PF2E. Ooh, it also didn't save the effect at all with that ID number. All right, so I'm gonna put it added effects. Not working for PF2. In the meantime, we have extempore effects, and it does what we would need it to do, but it'd still be pretty fucking cool to add a permanent Sass effect. Unfortunately, techno does not seem to be going away. I don't know if we have permanently broken that or what. Let's see. Edit effects, reset to default, save changes. Oh no, that's not good. What can we do? I guess I could just try refreshing the world. Let's see. All right. I really hope that custom techno thing is gone. All right, it's gone. So it just had to be flushed. Okay. Good to know. And okay. Then what else we got in Monk's little details, of which there is many details. Let's see. Where have all my features gone? Click here. I am clicking there, bro. Got nothing for me. Okay. System changes. All right. Alter the token HUD effects. Alter the token HUD to show detailed Sass effects. Doesn't it always show that? Sort Sasses in the token HUD into rows. I don't think any of that's happening. Let's see. So turn that off, and then add the option to clear all effects. I don't see that option either. Highlight token HUD Sass effects. When a Sass is selected in the token HUD, change the color to highlighted. Disable if you use colored images. All right. Oh, I see. Display in rows versus columns. This is where it is. Okay. So rows would be alphabetical left to right. Columns would be alphabetical up and down. Why don't we do columns then? Maybe? Yeah. All right. So where's the option to clear all status effects? Oh, I don't see that. Let's see. Yeah, I just see the status effects, bro. I think this is another thing that's only 5e. What's this? Special effects editor, open configuration. Let's see. Use D&D invisible icon, change core CSS, display this, change window styles. Semi-transparent background of windows, which is hard to see sometimes. Change chat background, add a solid background of the chat window, makes things easier to see messages. Directory padding. Alright. I don't know if this makes a difference or not. Increase the padding on the sidebar directories to make it clear what folder things are in. Compendium additional sorting. Allows compendium sorting by type and source. Compendium shortcuts. Add shortcut bar to compendium section. Compendium scene view artwork. Open the scene artwork if you click on this. Open the scene artwork if you click on the scene name. I did not know this was a thing. Hold on. No, that just takes us right to it. Oh, view artwork. Okay. There's no way to control the artwork from here. That would have been pretty good. Yeah, whatever. Okay. Add quick links to the file picker, which is fine. Remove file picker favorites. If you want to clean up the file picker, use quick links instead of favorites. You can hide them. Okay. That's just a lot. All right. Let's see. Don't think this is gonna change anything. Compendium additional sorting. And compendium shortcuts and there. Alright. Next up we've got added features. Show scene palette. Show the top 5 dominant colors of a scene just in case you want to set the background color to a similar color. Cool, but like where are you showing that? I don't see that shit anywhere. Show scene palette. Top 5 dominant colors of a scene. What? Where? Figure ownership, toggle navigation, figure. Basics, grid, lighting. Yeah, man. I don't know where this shit's showing up. Polymorph context, chat messages. Retain the notify. Pause border. Added module information. Add additional module information to module management. Did you? It could be this guy's just getting overwritten by everything. When using a new when using a dual monitor, have new pop-up window center to one side or the other. Use key swap tools. Allow the swapping between tools and pressing a key. Module management changes. Add coloring to denote module dependency and click on dependencies to scroll to them. Yeah, I feel like that's being overwritten for sure. Yeah. Okay. So we could probably just turn that off. Right click on the actor sidebar icon to open pleasure sheet or the last opened actor sheet. Right click on the actor sidebar. Is this the actor sidebar? Which one do you guys consider the actor sidebar? Alright. Yeah, that thing's shit. Nope. Alright. Damn. So, I've never seen any of this stuff actually do anything. What about the find my actor button? We could turn that back on. Find my token. Retain notify. Highlight notify. So to notify you, highlight the entire tab button to show activity. That's not happening. Show a progress bar when lighting is being updated. That's cool. Pause border. That's cool. Open actor. Right click on the actor sidebar icon to open player character sheet. No, wait. That just popped it out. That doesn't do shit. Yeah, weird. Reposition collapse button. Reposition the sidebar collapse button so that it always stays at the same general location. Sidebar collapse button. That guy? What other location would it fucking go to? Module management changes. Turn that off. Okay. Well, let me go ahead and we'll just lock in these changes. And save. Oof. Okay. Let's go to... Oh, we could probably end this combat. Alright. Figure settings. Amongst little details, definitely a lot going on there. Alright. And then there's no actual hotkeys for amongst little details. Wait, there are. Right. And we had already talked about it. Yeah. Feels like 100 years ago. There's so much shit there. Copy. Paste. What's really going to be a killer is getting to these other ones that have 51 plus options to do. Oof. Alright. Would I say that Monk's Little Details is one of the greatest of all times? Probably not. I could probably live without this one. It does some pretty cool stuff, but I don't know if it's like I would need it to run a game and feel like I'm having a good time running a game. Monk's PF2E Encounter Aftermath. Now, my understanding of this one is that it is supposed to calculate the XP for you. It's an add-on module for Foundry. Let's see. This module tends to bridge the gap between encounters and exploration. Your party is no longer in combat, but still needs to measure the general time spent on tasks that need to happen before the scene. I do kind of like this. You can drag and drop macros, actions, and items and feats to party members, and then set how long that action will take to do. It is pretty fucking good. I'd like to give it a shot. Alright, so we're gonna put it in. Alright, so this is game management. PF2 only. Okay. Add-on. Yeah. All right, we'll turn it on. Go. Save. Reload. Alright, so we got PF2E Encounter Aftermath. Alright. It's just been updated for V13. It's cool. Scene. Okay. So this that. What is EMN? Big Bad Module Manager. Oh, okay. All right. Scroll down. I guess, did we hit up like 98 pages ago? Did we hit up core? I don't think so. So we kind of have to jump back to that. Let's see. 4, and then Pathfinder 2nd edition. Okay. I guess I should have done core before I did everything else. Yeah, probably. Alright. Well, since I forgot to do core, just do that real quick. First up, user interface. Set how the Foundry will appear and behave. Dark mode interface can be changed. All that good stuff. Chat notification. Chat cards. Okay. Choose whether notifications of new chat messages appear as full chat cards or only as pips. Okay, so this goes here. This goes here. And it feels like we're kind of using the defaults for this. Configure permissions. Yeah. So broadcast audio, figure tokens, create control playlists, create cards, create items, modify configuration settings, modify script macros, and execute script, regional behavior, use file browser. Okay. Okay. Whisper, private messages, blah blah blah. Okay. It's tricky. I don't know what I would want to restrict as far as being able to search through image files, right? Wouldn't a curious player kind of get lost in the sauce digging through the file browser to browse through available files in the file browser? I generally make all my players trusted players anyways, so I don't know. We left off at create cards. That's like way up here, right? Yeah. So they're allowed to create items, create tokens. They're allowed to delete their tokens. They're allowed to make manual rolls. Open and close doors. You know what? I'll let them use the file browser. That's fine. Execute script region behavior. Okay. So I can stick here. And I think that's everything for that. All right. Then we've got audio video configuration, which is disabled. We don't even want to use that shit. All right. So put disabled. All right, then we got our prototype token override. This one's somewhat important. Unfortunately, it doesn't apply to things that are imported, only new things. So it's kind of a pain in the ass. Turn marker. I feel like turn marker gets overwritten somewhere else. So it is what it is. Alright. Over here in basics. Alright. Display name, hovered by anyone, display vars, hovered by anyone, vision enabled. We'll just start turning vision on, I guess. Ring enabled. I'm not a huge fan of the ring. I know other people are. I like the tokens to just be tokens. Token disposition. So we'll just leave it as is. Let's see. Lock artwork rotation. Don't really need to worry about that. Army, familiar. This is all types, so I guess it applies to everybody. Obviously for player character, yeah, want to leave that alone. Rings enabled, no. Vision enabled, yes. Display name, hovered by anyone. Display bars, hovered by anyone. Yeah, I mean, it's fine. Okay, so this. Save. All right, additional fonts. I don't think this is much of an issue. Oh, but not in use. Additional fonts. Okay. Then we've got, let's see, combat tracker, which is again modified by a lot of other shit. Let's see. Not in use. Okay. Combat tracker. Turn marker. This is where we're using that. The extra life thingy. Spinning. Enable markers. Disposition tint. Apply tint to turn marker based on disposition. Reroll initiative. Is that just a button? Automatically bypass combatants that are marked as defeated. That would be useful. Except we need to do like the turns and stuff in combat if they have stuff going on. That's probably why we have that set the way we do. Show encounter CR, don't worry about it. Combat theme, none. Oh, I see. This is just a little thing that plays when it starts. Alright. Then there's that. Actor dead at 0. Nope. Okay. So that in there. Put this in there. And take a picture of this. I think that's all the settings. Yeah. Alright. I'm trying to remember if this means it rerolls every round or if it just adds a reroll button. Let's see. I'll have these two in initiative. Does it give them a reroll button? It gives them the thing to right click and reroll. Alright. Begin combat. Alright, and turn. And turn. Oh yeah, that's every round it rerolls initiative. Alright, we don't want that turned on. My bad. Okay. Combat tracker. Turn that off. Alright, into combat. Alright, dice configuration. Whoa, why'd you open the party thing? That's weird. Oh, it's probably that mod we installed. Okay. Digital dice. Maracine Twister. What the fuck? Manual input. We're good. Dice configuration. I'm just gonna say default. Okay, then we got compendium art. Which system and module provided art should be used? Okay. Okay. Use the arrows to adjust variety of art sources. When a single actor has art provided by multiple sources, which is the highest one they will use. Oh, okay. Well, in that case, I want NPC core to be at the top. It's got the coolest art. Alright. Followed by character gallery. Followed by Mercenary Marketplace Volume 1. Sure. Then Bestiary, then Monster Core. Alright, save. That actually closed it. Boot. Man, been using this program for over 5 years, and like, I have mods installed to use for certain things, but it often is like having it's like having a gaming rig computer, but you use it to check your email sometimes. Like, some of these mods are so complicated and so fancy, and they do so many things, but do you need them to do all that stuff? And is there another mod that can do that stuff? Yeah. Alright. Then we've got default document sheets. Configure which sheets are used by default for all the document types available in your world. Okay. Configure. This makes sense. Okay. Then we will just be using the default for that. Okay. This would be like an example that comes to mind. If you wanted vehicles, but you wanted like vehicles to use monster sheets instead of vehicle sheets or hazard sheets, right? You'd swap it out for that. If you wanted your hazards to be monsters, you can just swap out and say, don't use a hazard sheet, just use a monster sheet. And you just manage them the same way you would manage a monster, so you don't have to worry about having another sheet. I could definitely see the appeal there of cutting back on that shit. However, I think it only applies to new stuff you make. So if you import like an adventure, it's going to be using the default sheets. Alright, universal key bindings. Match shortcuts by the character you type instead of the physical key position. Disable game canvas. Language preference. Dynamic token rings. Alright, we're going to go with Monster Core ring. Even though I don't use rings, because I like that one the most. Let's see. Dynamic ring fit modes. Okay. Enable chat bubbles is good. Panda speaker is bad. Scrolling status text is good. Alright, so we keep all these this way. Okay, then we've got pixel ratio resolution scaling. It's fine. Left click to release objects. Yes, that means that you can let go of something without left click dragging. So I have Isith, click off of Isith. That's good. And I lock that for everybody. I also lock that you can't have Panda speaker. Performance mode, medium. Choose a performance mode which affects canvas rendering quality, blah, blah, blah. Maximum frame rate, photosensitivity mode, automatic token rotation, token drag vision, token vision animation. Okay. So we'll just leave these as is. Let's see. light source animation, zoomed texture anti-aliasing, editor, autosave frequency, show tool, clips on hover, animate the roll tables off for sure. Grid diagonals, that's the Pathfinder way. Grid based template shapes, configure whether the area template should be grid based instead of Euclidean. Cones, are they allowed to be round? They are. All right. So these are pretty much just the defaults, I think. All right, save. Got to reboot again. Then we'll hit up the Pathfinder core ones that we forgot it about. I only got 10 more minutes, and then I'm gonna call it. So, well, sorry, 8 more minutes, and I'm gonna call it. I got lots of stuff to do today. I wish we had gotten further. Once we're into this like the Pathfinder stuff, specifically for the system, it is gonna drag because every mod just has a lot of shit going on. The J's was all compendium files, so that went pretty quick. But not always going to be that fortunate. All right. Before we leave core, we have to address core hotkeys. So let's do that real quick. Here. Hotkeys. All right. Core hotkeys include opening your character sheets, push to talk, which we don't need, highlight objects, which is fine. It says that that's going to interfere with toggling secret doors and all sorts of other shit because, you know, left alt key is used on a lot of things. Overall, this is pretty standard. Oh man. Okay, and then going down from target token, we got toggle your distance ruler, toggle unconstrained movement. Conflicts with unmount and temporarily unhide. I don't know what unconstrained movement even fucking means. Okay. Let's find out. In Foundry VTT, for settings, what does the hotkey toggle unconstrained movement actually do? All right. This hotkey temporarily changes how token movement snapping works when you drag a token on a scene. I thought that was shift. Let me see. All right. Like if I don't want to be all up on it, I hold down shift, right? I don't hold down U. Oh, it locks your movement. Why would you want a hotkey that locks your fucking movement? That's terrible. All right, we're just gonna fucking get rid of that. That's fucking terrible. All right. Okay, toggle unconstrained movement off. All right. Distance ruler is fine. Move or pan up. What? Okay. Special modifiers, control and shift. Oh. Oh my god. I had no idea. You can control the camera by holding down control and moving the arrow keys. Okay. Number pad 8. That ain't doing shit. Oh, maybe it means like... Oh. Oh, wow. Uneditable binding. Damn. Okay, bro. Wow. Okay. So, pan up and down, pan right. Mover pan plus left. Oh, up and left. Oh, okay. It's this. So... Wow. Oh, shit. Okay. That is something. All right. Why can't you see them, baby? My little baby, why can't you see? What have they done to you? No vision, motion senses. Oh. Probably not a great token to be using to explore. Alright. I see. Okay. Alright. Send vertically or zoom in camera. These are all locked. System locked. Place ruler waypoints. Yeah, I mean it is what it is on that. Toggle menu, dismiss all, pause the game, execute hotbars. Yep, that makes sense. Okay, so sure. Go to target token. Yeah. And then we ended up at send vertically. The big takeaway is X to drop your stuff off. I think I'm gonna lock that for everybody. Yeah. Alright. So put that here. Put top. Okay. Waypoint dropping locked to X. Cool. Okay, now we can move on to Pathfinder 2nd Edition core settings, which is only 16. But maybe this is where the fear going down is located that I haven't been able to find for months. Let's go. Manage automation. All right. Rules-based vision, immunity and weaknesses, removed expired effects, flanking detection, encumbrance, lootable NPCs off, reach enforcement for doors. All right. So that's all good. So we'll go here and all right, down to the Pathfinder section. And I think the big change that we have over the default is the limitation on looting NPC corpses. Because we initially had that in it ended up being a distraction. Limit metagame information. All right. Let's see. Show check DCs, sure. Show check outcomes. Show role breakdowns. Players can see the constituent and total modifiers of roles made by NPCs and other non-player owned actors. I think that's actually covered somewhere else anyways. Hide damage taken. Only the GM can see the damage taking healing messages that are generated by the damage chat cards for tokens not owned by a player. Hide condition update message. Only GM can see the condition update and a reminder message for NPCs and other non-player owned actors. Share party vision. Nope. Show party member stats. Party members can see the stats of their fellow players. Tokens determine NPC name visibility. If enabled, then for any NPC token whose nameplate is visible to players, this name will also be hidden from them in the encounter tracker and chat messages. Okay. And then shows secret checks. Never. All right. Let's see here. All right. Next up is homebrew elements. All right. In these homebrew elements, it's got a lot going on. Languages, uncommon languages, rare languages, secret languages. I want to add a language here. Languages for players to know. So we will add universal, because that did come up. And where would universal be? It's definitely not common. Secret. Alright. What is signed language called? PF2E sign language. Sign language is a feat. Oh. You learn sign language associated with the languages you know, allowing you to sign and understand signs. Sign language typically requires both hands to convey more complex concepts. Sign language is difficult to understand during combat. Okay. Wow. Type of feat, blah, 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 blah. Interesting. Okay. So you wouldn't list it as a language. Alright. Campaign specific features. Interesting. Adds a section to all player sheets for campaign specific feats. Oh, that's pretty cool. Alright. Traits. And these were created because of Skyhaven. So I don't know if we actually need to keep these traits or not. We're gonna have to revisit this. Alright. They need to give this an additional pass for cloning. Alright. Weapon traits, shield traits, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. Okay. Gear taxonomies. And then damage types. Alright. Save. So Homebrew Elements has a lot to it. mention the 2 damage types we added. And the 1 special language we added, which is universal. Alright. Universal still doesn't solve the problem of being all languages at once, though. So that's... whatever. Okay. Then we've got... Oh no! We're past the 2-hour mark. I wanted to finish this stuff. Alright, we'll get through the Pathfinder ones, then we'll go back. And then we'll call it. Alright, variant rules. Go. So, for variant rules, gradual attribute boost, not playing with stamina, free archetype, we are playing with, automatic bonus progression disabled, mythic rules are disabled. Proficiency without level is disabled. Alright. So, that's that. Alright, next up is World Clock Configure. And I don't think there's anything special going on with World Clock Configure. Let's see. 12-hour clock instead of a 24-hour clock. Player access. Synchronize with darkness. Set whether any scene's darkness level will reflect the time of day. And show clock button. Synchronized darkness would be very good, but we'd have to turn it off for a game like Skyhaven. Show clock button. Show whether or not the clock button at all requires refresh. I don't mind linking time of day. You just have to put a note to change it. Skyhaven. Turn off auto time day for. You know what? Nah. I'd rather just adjust it manually. Yeah, I'd rather just adjust it manually. Though it would remind us when we're not tracking the clock properly. Nah, we'll leave it off. Right. Save. Okay. Then we've got scale, tokens according to size. Identify magical item skill modifier to add to identify magic skill does not match the item's magic tradition. Critical damage rule, double damage. Minimum rule, element access roll. Token distance display displays the distance between controlled and mouse hover tokens on the canvas, which I think we have something else for that. So that's why that is disabled. That's covered by something else. Alright. Critical hit and fumble cards are off. Critical hit, fumble buttons are off. Condition icon set determines which icon set is used for conditional token effect. Theater of the mind toggles, such as toggles allowing enable certain without targeting boundary. Show conditions during encounters, and then world schema version. Alright. So, all of these, we will put a note here to toggle on crit hits and fumbles for Skyhaven and what's that other game? Stolen Faith. Alright, gonna hit a build save button there. We're going to go over to core buttons here. Cycle the Z indices of a mouse hover thing, pushing it to the top. Yeah. But that's handled by token Z. So when the mouse is hovered over a stack of tokens, press the key to publish the bottom of the stack. But Pathfinder apparently does this automatically. Oh. Okay. Then let me see. Manage module. Token Z. Does Token Z do other shit? Nope. Alright. Reload. Yeah, there's no reason to have a mod installed if it's a core feature of the system. Alright. Sure. Stack some tokens here. Let's see if, son of a bitch! Alright, well that's cool. That's very cool. Alright, let me open controls then. Yeah. Hotkeys. Whoa, I didn't know there were core mouse controls too. Oh no. These are all system locked, so get fucked, I guess. There's no changing those out. I'll still document them though, because it is good to know. Alright, so down here, hotkeys for Pathfinder. Toggle compendium browser. Open or close the compendium browser. I mean, that seems useful. Shift C? Nope. Shift C is what? Partially conflicts with copy? Okay. Let's see. Alt C? What is that mad about? Clear all targets. Oh. I thought Alt T was clear all targets. Okay. I just don't know an easy way to open the compendium without it being a pain in the ass. What about that Shift tilde? Okay. I do like that. Okay. And then toggling GM vision. Okay. So those are all dynamite. Here I'm gonna put add shift plus tilde to cheat sheet. Right. What is P conflicting with? Lean? What? I guess we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Alright. Okay. Overall, I'm pretty happy with the progress we made. I think we left off with monks after encounters or whatever is, yeah. So I'll leave a note. Not done with this one. God, I wish I had some way of knowing how many more mods we have to do the settings on. But I am learning even more about what we have available and what it can do. So it's not necessarily a bad thing. Let's see. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 more in the M's. And then compendium. Pretty basic. Compendiums. Compendium. Tools. Macros. Tools. Then it starts to get real beef in the P's. So many. Oh my god. Just keeps going. Then we get Qs. Both of them are fantastic mods. Then we get into okay. I feel like we're doing pretty good, but the P section is big. I'd say we are more than half, but I guess technically we are only halfway done, which is nuts. So I'll definitely be pecking away at this as often as I can and trying to get this towards the finish line. My goal is to get the remaining 2 games migrated over by the end of February. We are in February already, so we gotta make sure we stick to this. So, anyways, I'll be back Monday morning. No, I'll be back Monday evening to prep for Stolen Fate, Tuesday evening to prep for 7 Dooms for Sandpoint, and Thursday evening for Skyhaven, and then next Saturday, maybe, we'll be back here working on more stuff. Hope everybody has a good weekend. See you next time.